Chin. Chin. Good afternoon and welcome back to live coverage of the 2026 Bowls Scotland National Championships, sponsored by Gallagher from the National Centre for Bowling here in Ayr. Plenty of action still to come this week on the Bowls Scotland YouTube channel and Facebook page. And the next live match for you today is the ladies over 55s singles second round tie. And there are the two players on the screen, Karen McQuillan and Jutta Hewitt. And these players, of course, were in action in the opening round. Jutta's match, very similar to our opening game of day 3 here this morning, which was the men's over 55s second round tie. Jim Moffat defeating Alan Haney by 21 shots to 20, and that was certainly the case yesterday for Jutta, winning 21 shots to 20 over Lorraine Fox. It was a little bit more straightforward, but only slightly for Karen McQuillan, 21-11 over Anne Muirhead of Linlithgow. So the stage is set, it's back to Green A, Rink 1, and the two players have been on the green just for a few moments. The warm-up end, there's their first glimpse of both the players. But when you've nudged your way through, Colin Noon with us again this afternoon, 21-20 in the opening round. I mean, you've had a real battle on your hands, and you're up against a quality player here in the form of Karen McQuillan.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stuart. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, 21-20 is a test, isn't it? It's a test of, we saw it earlier this morning, it's a test of resilience, it's a test of nerve, and when it gets to those tight stages, then you need to be trusting yourself and trusting your delivery to get you over the line. So yeah, a tight game for Jutta, but I'm sure that'll be at the back of her mind now, and she'll be concentrating hard on this one. As you say, Jutta from the Lossiemouth Club, District 2, and I understand there are a few people in the club at Lossiemouth this afternoon watching this one, so hello to you guys in the north. Karen is from the Hurlford Club, District 28, just along the road, so a much shorter journey for her to get here, but no less important. Both players will be looking forward to this one. They've had a slight delay in their start time, as everyone may have noticed. There was the bronze medal presentation for the youth triples on the screen just before these ones got underway. So we're ready to go now. Both players just completing their trial ends, working out the rink, and we'll get going just shortly.
The weather here in Ayr has been much improved in the last 24 hours. If you did tune in to coverage yesterday, day 2, all players in waterproofs, and as Colin mentioned a little bit earlier on, several players I think having to use 2 towels. But there is a sort of a panoramic view of all the action then on the Green A. And we're now underway. Both players looking for a nice settler. That's the opening end of this second round. Karen just a little short with an opening ball. Used her opening with a backhand. And as you mentioned, Colin, the whole complex is very busy today. It is day 3, there's finals. This obviously a second round match, but when you walk around the complex in this bright August sunshine, you get a good indication of just how many people are here.
Yeah, there's the complex is busy. I mean, you can see a lot of empty seats there, but this is obviously the green that the singles are on, and matches that contain pairs, triples, or fours tend to attract a little bit more of an audience, just through whether it's family or friends or club members supporting. So yeah, understandable that you can see some gaps, but it's certainly nice not to see everybody sitting with umbrellas, and there's certainly more ice cream kicking around than there was yesterday. So both players starting down the ditch side, probably the side that if anybody's been watching the stream, it's the least favoured side of this rink, but that's a choice, and it's down to individual preference.
Shoot up. Going down that ditch side with the final bowl of the end.
Yeah, camera angles are tricky. Here may not be enough.
Both players down. Survey the scene.
One to red. Carroll opens the scoring.
Superb, right. 1 and 2 boys.
Little mat adjustment, and the jack is on its way. Juta once more down that ditch side. That's a fine ball.
Nicely played.
I'm not on one, am I?
You can see Karen's intention there. Probably just to turn the ball or turn the jack round the corner. Just missed the line. Juta is chasing this one up the green. She's going to arrive at the jack before the ball. Just overplayed.
Juta looking to respond and has done so. The second end. So brings the tie all square. So one apiece after the opening two ends. This a reminder the second round. Both ladies in action in the opening round and both coming through relatively close first round matches. So just a correction on screen. Now into the third end, one apiece. Juta then will start with a forehand. Likely to go a little bit shorter than Karen did with the jack. Nicely played opening ball there by Karen.
Juta picking good lines down there, just a weight adjustment required. Taking advantage. Very nicely done.
Blue sky and bright sunshine overhead for these players this early afternoon second round tie. Juta for the third time coming up, just a little short, and Karen has good protection around the jack.
Yeah, she's picked almost the perfect line with 4 balls. Just the weight adjustment that's wrong, so a nice chance for Karen. Picking a good line and a reasonable weight. She'll add another shot, and indeed she has. Well played.
So a very productive end for Karen McQuillan. Karen taking 3 in that third end.
Should settle any nerves, I think. Just and a nice three cracking bowls. She moved to what I think is the favourable side of the rink. Be interesting to see whether she sticks to that side coming in this direction.
Good weight. Much of a muchness then in the opening shorter piece there. This fourth end.
Karen's a little bit wider than her first delivery. Correction.
Slightly wider forearm.
Yeah, she's just overdone it a touch there, hasn't she? Again, reasonable weight. To contact. No, may have got the shot, maybe.
Just brushed past, but it certainly changes the complexion of the end.
Marker indicating 1 to blue. Maybe a chance for Karen to draw up there, turn the blue one out, or even just turn the jack to her own. On the narrow side to me. It was good for the job.
Just missed it.
Good line. Now you're running.
The pace looks as if it's just going to slow up.
That's all.
To blue. So one back for Utah. 4-2 then, as we head into the fifth end. We talked about the distances that some of these players have to travel. So Lossiemouth to Ayr must be something in the region of 225 miles, whereas Karen's journey will be around 17, I would have thought.
Yeah, if that. that. Again, picked a really good line going in this direction.
Juta again going for the shorter jack. Again into running very quickly as she follows the ball all the way down towards the jack. Again a narrower line.
Yeah, she just missed the line there. I think her weight was probably okay. She's sprinting down the other end.
So there's one at the moment.
Not easy to make two.
Happy to watch this one from a distance.
She was carrying a bit of weight, to be fair. She's left Karen an opportunity down that forehand side. Lift her own onto the green one, punch it through, she make three.
Karen then with the last ball of the end.
Just didn't carry enough weight there to make the big conversion. Another one to Juta. This is Juta's first time at Northfield in the singles, and I believe she's also here in the ladies' triples. I believe she's skipping the ladies' triple.
Certainly appears to be enjoying her experience thus far. Very competitive opening round victory. And with the jack in this sixth end.
Yeah, very nicely done. Good start.
Opening ball neatly judged. Karen McQuillan with her first shot of this sixth end. backhand. Getting just a fade. And again, a reasonable opener.
Karen will hope just to add a little bit of pace onto her last. Looks to be a narrower line though. Just. This is all about weight. Can she just touch it away? Yeah, she can. She's probably been a bit unlucky there. She's given Karen just a little bit more room.
And a good line of sight of the jack as well now.
Yeah, for sure. Just go down quickly here. It has. Definitely going to get to the other end before the ball. Well, she holds at least two.
Cameron's briefly looking for confirmation there. Backhand for her to finish this end. What can she produce here?
She needs contact.
Just through the gap.
Just overplayed. So the marker stands aside. It's for the players to declare the head. 2 shots to play.
Jutta then nudges in front, 5 shots to 4 as we begin the 7th end. Karen with her second bowl of this 7th end. Expecting to go down the ditch side. Shooter again following the ball all the way. some nervous anticipation, but just falling short again.
Yeah, she's just opened the door for Karen to put another good ball in here. She needs to be past that front one. Well, plenty room. Great line again. Make it. No. Well, off a slack end. Certainly from Jutta. She's not going to get punished badly for it.
Karen with the final ball of the 7th end. Match, as you see there, been going for just under half an hour.
I'm sure Jutta's breathing a sigh of relief that she didn't get punished badly for that end. It was an opportunity for a count.
Back all square. Karen with the jack at the start of this 8th end. Satisfied with its position. Most players starting the end with a backhand again, electing not to go down the ditch side.
Yeah, they both started down that ditch side, but have pretty quickly switched to the inside hand. It's a nice correction from Karen.
This time a little bit too narrow and short.
Karen not taking the opportunity to add another. Sure this is up yet. Nice line.
Certainly travelling.
It certainly is. Wow. She may be holding 3. But Shuta has bags of room to draw the shot.
Shooter's
Surely.
final ball is also, yeah, and she's off, she likes it. And that's
Yeah.
why.
Karen just overplayed the last one and gave Shuta the opportunity.
And she used that room you were talking about there.
Yeah, although, you know, she's must have been nervy at the same time because she dropped her first 3 well short of the jack.
Utah in front. Six five. A shorter jack.
Another great line. This time matches it with the weight.
Super opener. Lossiemouth Bowling Club, first established in 1878. Cannon just turning away there as Utah once more, not with such haste, follows her final ball down towards the jack, just beyond it.
Yeah, both girls being given plenty opportunity. Neither taking it thus far.
Shooter with a very good opener. Could that be the ball that does clinch this end?
Certainly looks like it. I would suggest the second. Another one to go.
So as we start the 10th end, Jutta Hewitt of Lossiemouth then leads Karen McQuillan 7 shots to 5. I'll be happy with her opener.
Shooter's after her, I think. Well done. Really good line down this side. Should run enough for another shot.
So that's two.
Just on the heavy side.
Can almost hear the oohs and ahs from Hurlford sitting here, there. In fact, it was so close.
Yeah, you can hear it coming through the window there from the crowd. It looks like she's adding another.
A little
Indeed she
skip and
is.
a clap.
She'll be delighted with that. There's a slight risk for her. If Karen can gather the jack on the way through, she'll turn 3 down to potential 3 up. Not hanging around. Pretty close.
That's a good line.
Just going to run through, I think. Yeah, fraction off the perfect result.
It does limit the damage though,
Certainly does. Yeah, it's a good recovery.
from Karen's point of view. So as we move on to the 11th end, again it's just building nicely from Shooter's point of view. A shot in each of the last 3 ends. As we mentioned earlier, sort of the marginal gains you get.
Yeah, it's important you just keep the scoreboard ticking over in your favour. Keep control of the jack, pick your length, and then concentrate hard on getting your first 2 balls in.
I'm sure the players will be pleased that the weather doesn't pose the same difficulties as it did yesterday. It's not as much of a factor.
Yeah, the game's hard enough without introducing all the variables of the elements. It's nicely done. Nicely Karen.
Excellent opener. Mentioned the year that the Lossiemouth Club was established. I think Hurlford was 1862, so some years before.
It didn't last long, did it? Just punches that through. Yeah, both clubs with a good history, aren't they?
Very well established in the Scottish game. Carroll in a narrower line from Carr. Look at that.
Just returning the favour. It's a bit like Skittles at the minute, isn't it?
That brought quite the reaction from the crowd outside.
What's the odds on that happening again?
Shooter would certainly hope so. I think this is just a little bit.
Well,
I was thinking to myself, it should maybe just been a little bit too narrow, but
that held, didn't it?
it really has skittled the jack now. Some very fringes of the rink.
Yeah, well, outside may stay out. It's dropped in. Quite sure how close that is to the confines of the rink. It's not being challenged, so it must be in. Lots of room. You would fancy Karen would add another.
Everything's so spread out as she can approach the jack.
Just a run, line's fine.
She has one, looking to add two.
Well done.
Nice and assured response there from Karen McQuillan. Back to within one shot.
So Karen had been favouring the more full-length jack. I suspect she'll go back to that.
Steady trade for the ice cream vendor. Might be around lunchtime for many of these spectators. Karen does indeed go long once again at the start of this 12th end, trailing just by the one shot. Having picked up a single shot in the opening end. Good angle, just perhaps a little bit too much weight on the opener there for Karen.
Yeah, that's all. Just a minor correction. A much narrower line this time, but it's not going anywhere.
Forearm shot down the ditch side, and come in nicely.
He's got a chance with the right pace.
Like to have given that a fraction more. Wider forearm this time from Karen.
I'm not sure that forehand needs quite so much green. Good pace though.
Shoot lifting again to go down the backhand.
Yeah, she's picked a reasonable line. Again, just lacking a little bit of running. suggesting red. This has to force Karen back onto the backhand side. She wide enough. It's going to drop to the downside. Now then. Looks like she's got 3-second shots. So she'll hope to land that red ball. Ball with the red sticker. A couple of turns out of that. Make a 4. She's not wide enough for the ball. Is she running enough to turn her own? She's not. Marker indicated a measure. Last ball of Cairns turned Jutta in for the shot. And she goes 2 clear at 9-7 after 12 ends.
Nice little exchange between the players as well. Start of the 13th end with the jack again. Colin both clearly have their preferences in terms of distance at this moment in time.
Yeah, Jutta preferring the slightly shorter jack. Karen a bit more full length. Not sure it's yielding great results for either player. It's pretty mixed. Nobody's really dominating at any particular length.
Second shot for Jutta.
Can we back up that first delivery with another? Picked a great line again.
Pace looks pretty good.
Yeah. Sprinting after this one again. Clear. Who holds?
Karen electing to come down to have a closer look.
Yeah, the green ball with the blue sticker looks in prime position for Karen just to turn it in. So she'll desperately want to avoid that if she holds the shot.
Karen with her penultimate bowl then of the 13th end.
Yeah, she's picked a great line again, but well, I'm sure she had her heart in her mouth as that was coming down, because it looked like she was up the back of Juta's bowl, giving the shot away. Just see if the marker will give us an indication. Nope.
No. No clue there.
Well, you play if you're shooting here. Do you change your side and try and just arrive on the red bowls, turn your own?
So as if she is delivering down the ditch
Oh,
side.
she's gone big. That'll go very
Oh,
quickly.
it does.
Yeah. I guess in an ideal world, Karen will play down that ditch side again and see if she can just get a little turn out of the jack to yield a count of 4. She'll be conscious, however, that slightly wide there's a risk of giving the shot away.
She picked up 3 in the third end. If she was to do likewise here, it would see her back into the lead.
She is on a great line.
And the pace looks good.
Dear. But I can understand that, especially if she's already holding shot. So 1 conceded.
Is the pace good enough?
The 1, I think.
Yeah, just the 1. I think that was Joan Sims' line and on the up. That's the comedy line. It's the 1, Mrs. Wembley.
Yep. I'd like to say I remember it, but it might just be before my time.
No, as a Dennis Waterman comedy in the early 90s after he sort of left Minder. And
Yeah, well before my time.
he'd be on the greens rather than watching the box, I suspect. Colin. To the 14th end. 9-8 to Jutta Hewitt. Karen McQuillan of Hurlford then with their opening shot. Forehand down the ditch side. Adjustment to the scoreboard just off camera. A bit too much pace there from Jutta, but just in behind the jack now.
Yeah, both players might be a little bit disappointed that, you know, they're not taking control of this game, because they're all getting opportunities. Nobody's really kind of wrapping bowls right round the jack, so I think the first player that finds that level of consistency could kind of motor towards the finish line.
Cannon's shot staying very wide and just literally clinging on to the very back of the green. Jutta with her last shot of the 14th end.
Yeah, picked a good line. Should be enough. Question now, is it 2 or is it 3?
The blue marker visible just for a moment. Little paddle.
Umpire called. So from Karen's perspective, that could be a cheap counter. 3 if Jutta wins this measure. So 3 shots to Jutta Hewitt. She moves into the 12 shots to 8 lead after 14 ends in this second round ladies over 55 singles tie.
Jutta emulating the success of Karen, who picked up 3 shots in the third end. I'm now watching her opening shot of this 15th end, and it's an excellent opener there from Karen McQuillan.
Yeah, it certainly is after losing that count of 3 in the previous end.
Just a little shot with her opening 2 shots in this 15th end. 3 almost identical shots there from Jutta.
Yeah, the grouping's good, isn't it? it's just a bit on the short side, and she's not left herself, a great opportunity to move anything because she's got no balls behind the jack. So I think she'll just be trying to draw just as close as she can here to stop. Tell you what, she's not accepted losing the shot here. Goodness, great effort, great effort.
Well, in the context of this particular end, almost a shot to nothing, but the angle, the weight, was an exceptional delivery.
Yeah, for sure. I think sitting for where I am watching those angles, it didn't look that was on at all, but clearly it was. I'm not quite sure if the marker has indicated who holds. It does look like it's still the red sticker ball from here, but again, as I've said many times this week, don't trust any of the camera angles because it's very deceiving. That's good.
Both players certainly watching with a great deal of interest. But that was a nice
So two.
final delivery from Karen. So Karen is able to strike back with 2 shots. 15th end, back to within 2. Match on going for just over an hour. Spectators enjoying some nice, relatively warm August Ayrshire sunshine.
Tropical for around here.
Indeed, absolutely. Karen with her opening goal of this 16th end. Pretty decent way to start too.
Better line from Jutta. She just overplayed.
Jutta's been able to win a number of ends by a single shot. 7 of the ends played so far. She's come out on top by a single shot, whereas with Karen, she's had 3 ends where she's picked up some multiple shots to help her accumulation of 10 shots on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Karen's built up a good head of balls this time. Positive play, past the jack. Any movement on it, is really good. See, Jutta just pulling up short again. So, Karen taking a wander up for a look. I think when she gets there, she'll quite like what she sees. She'll go up and try and just move that jack a fraction.
Shot apiece left in this 16th end. As things stand, Karen McCullen in a good position.
Great weight on that line. Just over.
She does have time to have a good look at the spread of the bowls. She now delivers her final shot of the 16th end. Wider backhand with a pace very similar to previous shots in the end.
Conceded.
Jutta Hewitt in front by one shot. Karen again opting for the long jack.
How many ends are they doing? Or is it first to...
I'm just taking a few steps to the side to watch this one. They're coming to rest just in behind the jack.
A little bit unfortunate. They go just slightly wide up. If she can drop in front of the last bowl of shooters, she'll make it quite difficult to change. Certainly wide the line.
Match on the next again. Rink looks a similarly close contest. Jutta once more. Pulling this one all the way right to the very back of the rink. Nice wider view there of Green A here at the National Championships. Shooter in a picture. So it's back with Karen. The final bowl of this end.
Down to 8. Line's really good. Yeah, just like that fraction. Just not made it any easier for Jutta. However, be interesting to see what she chooses. Backhand with a little bit of weight, or just drop round the front bowls on a draw on the forehand.
It's then the final shot of the 17th end. And there she goes. Watching on. Again, looks as if there's not enough weight on the shot. So this close battle continues with Karen able to strike back, and she retakes the lead 13 shots to 12. That's a fine opener from Karen McQuillan.
Certainly is.
Couldn't really ask for much more than that from the Huddleford player. Shooter's pace, line. It's not too bad, but certainly Karen just at the moment with the advantage in the 17th end. A lot of play left in the end, of course. Shooter though, fine second ball.
It's a good ball. She didn't quite get the shot, but she's certainly opened it up and given herself an opportunity over the next.
Well, one thing it does do is make the jack that little bit more playable.
She's good again. Best end so far of Karen McQuillan.
For pace and accuracy, without question.
I can't imagine this will be short. Straight through it. Oh, well, she hit a part of the target. I think she may still be one down.
Just a little bit earlier on in the second round, tie held a 12-8 lead, but there's not, as you mentioned before, Colin, not been any sign of a player running away with this or having several ends of great consistency.
No, Karen's shown the most consistency in the last 3 or 4 ends, and especially this end. You know, she's had a great end there. I'm not sure who holds the shot. I haven't seen what the mark. Oh, there you are. So the marker's indicating 1 to red and Karen McQuillan. I mean, this will be an interesting choice of shot, because I think the shot is undoubtedly down the forehand side and trying to work off the wall of bowls to try and get in for the shot, sit the bowl for 2, or even move the jack to the back of the rink. I think she can't afford to go too quickly, because she could take her own clean out of the head. I think she's played this with real sensible weight. Oh, she's played a great ball here. Yep, very well played.
And applauded by Karen McQuillan as well. Well, that was a fine way for Jutta to end that 17th end.
Yeah, it was indeed. I think I was maybe just a bit nervous for her that she'd maybe decided to go a bit too quick and maybe take her own out and lose a multiple count. But no, played it with very sensible pace, well thought out, and yielded the result that the ball deserved.
Really a nip and tuck women's over 55s second round contest between these two.
Yeah, and you can see the game next door also looks nip and tuck between Margaret Letham of Burnbank, Hamilton, and Anne McCormick of Orbiston. So that's another all Lanarkshire battle.
Good opening ball from Karen. Looking to try and respond. Oh, gets a little touch on it, but
She's made that better for herself in terms of getting a conversion. I just feel the last few ends, Karen's just put some consistently good drawn balls together. Without stating the bleeding obvious, that's how you win games.
yeah. And maybe an illustration of what you're saying, looking at those two, our first two shots.
So you want to try there?
Sailing through, just off the back.
like to have the most amount of ND and to keep
Going
the
down
Irish
the
open.
inside this time.
If I lose ND, it's going down to like
That doesn't
F16.
quite match up to the standards of the previous two shots.
Again, camera angles. So that could be a shot.
Yeah, against I was going to say the other two, but certainly the shortest ball delivered by Jutta so far.
Oh dear.
Oh, she's changed the complexion of it again.
Yeah. And she's got the shot out of that.
I think you mentioned this was her first visit to
Yeah, it
field.
is. And she's here in two disciplines. The over 55 singles and the triples. I was a bit surprised that Karen changed her hand with the third ball, to be honest. I guess I can understand that she maybe thought that the jack was springing to the back right hand corner if Jutta had gone at it again, but she maybe just missed the opportunity to kind of shore it up a little bit. It's got to have a bit of a run at this, I think. Plant their own two balls onto the jack probably works. Every chance of just nicking the green one out.
Understandably just taking her time to work out the best approach.
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing the rink, it's a forehand, left hand side of the rink runner. Fairly big weight. Could play it on the other side, but I think you need to go much quicker. We've seen that hand dive away across that side.
That's the last ball of the 18th end. And that just
Yeah, it's a good try.
sails through.
Yeah, good weight to play it at. Gave it every chance. Just missed it by a whisker.
It's another shot to Jutta Hewitt.
Should have just getting maybe the rub of the green last couple of ends, and whilst it was a fabulous last ball that converted on the previous end, the one that gave her the chance was maybe a little fortuitous, but you need that in the game.
Nerves will be beginning to build, you'd imagine, at the respective clubs, Huddleford and Lossiemouth, as we open the 19th end. Placing the third round up for grabs.
Great opener.
It's one of our best openers of this second round, both in terms of pace and direction.
Karen's turn this time to chase through. It's a big weight.
And a backhand from Jutta.
Nicely done again.
Not too far away from being a repeat of her opening shot. Too straight, fades away.
Won't hold up that side, so this is a great opportunity now for Jutta.
Seems very comfortable on that backhand.
Yeah, it's maybe not the best, but it's certainly asking the question of Karen McQuillan.
A little shorter than she would have liked. Karen taking a few steps to the side. How does this arc around? Well, both players then head down towards the jack. Just waving.
Oh dear.
Waving her ball on, and you can see she'll be disappointed that that's come up quite a bit short.
Yeah, indeed. But it shows you how quickly a game can turn, you know. Coming this way the last time, Karen lay a great three, looked to be kind of powering on and lay really well the other direction. Jutta's converted, you know, what could have potentially been a 3-3 deficit in two ends to a two-shot to, you know, and one-shot conversion. And now she holds, well, difficult to say, but could be three.
Karen having spent a little bit of time down the far end. This is her last shot of the 19th end.
Yeah, I think she's just looking for second shot. Sure. If she can get that, I think she'd be quite happy. May have achieved that.
Jutta having a very close look.
So 2 out. Two out, measure for three. So 2 shots it is. Jutta moves into a 17 shots to 13 lead after 20 ends in this second round. Ladies over 55 singles tie.
Jutta again with a Fine opening shot.
She'll be spurred on by the fact that she can see the finishing line now.
Great accuracy from both players with their opening shots in this 21st end.
Yeah, they've certainly settled down, haven't they? You know, we said earlier this was the key. Is get your first two balls in and around that jack and put your opponent under a little bit of pressure. I think that'll dive away. Chasing after this. How's your weight? Doesn't look too bad. Good try. It's in a really good position there. If Karen gets through this jack, potentially get a movement on it. Give this a big effort. Very close. Yeah, good.
Could see it was accessible there. Comes down to watch by the jack. Shooter then with the forehand.
Just overplayed. So, forehand for Karen. Similar effort to her last. Drop onto the green bowl. Or touch that jack round the corner a fraction for a count of 3. I'm sure right now she'd settle for 1. She's close, very close. Oh, she's played this. Excellent ball, excellent conversion shot. Game on.
And a big cheer as Karen's supporters watching on, giving her great encouragement after that performance there. And as you say, Colin, game on. Second time in the tie that Karen has picked up 3 shots in the one end. Karen opening the 22nd end with a fine backhand.
Yeah, very fine indeed at that length.
Good pace and direction. Just looking to try and emulate.
Yeah, she's just going to slip underneath this. Good line again. Good weight again.
Excellent end result.
Just needs to be carrying a little bit of weight to hold that. Again, just going to slip under. Tried its best to come back, didn't it?
Just felt there was just that fraction more in it. Cannon's penultimate shot in this 22nd end.
She can shut this down here by grabbing a hold of that jack.
Oh, she must have almost brushed past it. There could be very little daylight between the two when they
Yeah, I think Jutta will be
drifted by.
up and through this, I feel. Yep. Chasing it. She's just on the wide side. Similar to a few ends ago, faced with something very similar. Jutta played down that ditch side to set the shot ball away for 2 on that occasion. This time she probably has something similar to yield 1, or turns the jack to the bottom right hand corner of the screen as you look for 2. Karen still has the opportunity, of course, to repeat any one of her first 3 deliveries and hold 4.
Just a slight breeze around the green. You can see Jutta's hair being just ruffled by what breeze there is.
Narrower than her last 3, but she's carrying a fraction of weight, so this will be 1 in, 1 out. So still holds a count of 3 shots. This is pick your side and attack that, I feel.
Back to her mat, and this is the last hole of this 22nd end. So what can she do?
Oh, she's got it.
Fine line, yep.
As the jack stayed in. If the jack stayed in, she'll count 2. So I think the question is, yeah, is the jack still in the rink? Two to blue. Jack was declared in the rink. So Another fabulous conversion shot from Jutta.
I guess at this level, when all seems lost, there's still a chance.
Yeah, for sure. She did play something similar, albeit with a lot less weight, a couple of ends ago in the same direction. But she played the right shot, absolutely. No doubt about that whatsoever.
And she has the rewards as a consequence of playing it very well indeed.
Yeah, the risk was low. She couldn't be any worse than the 3 down that she already sat. And fortunately for her, the jack remained within the confines of the rink.
And Jutta starts with a nice opening shot as well in this 23rd end.
Yeah, both girls have come on to a really solid game in the last 5 or 6 ends, just at the right time. I don't think this is done yet.
Well, our live coverage started shortly after 9:30 this morning with that 21-20 match between Jim Moffat, who ultimately was able to progress at the expense of Alan Haney.
Well, match lie. Let's just pull that under. Karen's made her intentions very clear. Jutta would do well not to go anywhere near this. Well,
on this occasion, she hasn't necessarily heeded Mr. Noon's thoughts, but it's come out good for her as things stand. Let's put it that way.
yeah, she hasn't really made it any worse. But you could see, she could have played the same ball in there. She could have folded the whole thing open and given Karen an easier opportunity. As it stands, this is tough now. The jack looks quite jammed in there. Karen will hope to, with her final, will they take one out? I think that's probably the best she can do.
So Jutta's final shot of this 23rd end.
She's got to go deep here. Yeah.
And it settles just beyond the 3.
Yeah. There's an argument to say she should have went for the best back bowl, but the way that sits in, it doesn't look like the jack can come clean through at all.
Karen makes her way back to her mat quite purposefully.
Yeah, it's this to stay in this year's tournament. Same routine, same setup. Chance of one away. Oh, she's been terribly unlucky there. So I said it wasn't a guarantee that jack was coming through. Jutta looks quite happy with that result.
Yeah,
I'd suggest.
That's quite an animated figure there. Handshakes all round.
Yeah, a great character. Played some fabulous stuff. I think Karen can consider herself very unfortunate. She played some cracking bowls that last 5 or 6 ends, but unfortunately for her, Jutta had all the answers and has come up trumps there. So a great win for Jutta, and I'm sure there's a lot of delighted people sitting in Lossiemouth Bowling Club right now.
Yes, as she progresses, she's certainly enjoying the occasion here and her first visit to Ayr, to Northfield. And I have to say that this is steady progress being made after a 21-20 victory yesterday. She progresses by 21 points to 16 at the expense of Karen McQuillan. She goes then into the third round, and she'll be delighted with that. And with that, concludes the second of 3 live matches for you. We'll be back a little bit later on this afternoon with just a reminder, it's the mixed pairs final, and that is due to start around about 4 o'clock. So yes, confirmation that our coverage continues, exclusive coverage of the mixed pairs final, and that's on the BBC Sport Scotland website, and that final will get underway at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But from myself and Colin, thank you very much for watching our live coverage of the men's and women's second round over 55s singles matches.